Okay, last week we had Brother Johan share with us his journey. So this is just my summary of what he has shared with us. Okay, Brother Johan's story of immense pain, love, and loss brought him to the shores of Hualien, his spirit's exhaust. Determined to find the meaning to all that he is experiencing, he earnestly poured himself into every practice, his resoluteness unwavering. He summarizes the learnings of the Four Noble Truths and Four Great Vows. He condenses his perspective of who, what, when, where, and how. The truth of suffering is the first, and there are 8 sufferings, all of which are equally the worst. To overcome this, walk among the masses and in others, observe suffering. And then, as Master has promised, you will realize your blessings. The second is the truth of causation, which is intertwined with our individual karma and afflictions. In karma, we recognize the individual and collective causes and effects. When we witness environmental tragedies, typhoons, floods, fires, and earthquakes. The third, we understand the truth of the path is the key to our spiritual practice when we change our habitual tendencies. In Buddhism, we are guided by the Eightfold Noble Path, which we cultivate through working and helping people, especially in many aftermath. The truth of cessation is the liberation from attachment. Many understand this, but find it most difficult to practice and in its attainment. For this reason, human beings continue to suffer until through realization and acceptance that letting go is the answer. In the last few minutes of the 4 great vows Brother Johan shared that all Buddhas make because for sentient beings they do care. The Buddha's teachings are alive and relevant and was delivered by Brother Johan with much patience, benevolence, and intelligence. So that's the first one. The second one, we had Dharma Master Cheng, who shared about the Jing herbal tea. Master Jing introduced to us in the morning to Jing's herbal tea, which brought results that are amazing. Of the many people that the tea has helped, the effects of the herbal tea have been profoundly felt. The ingredients are carefully selected and packed for ease of consumption. Every weekend, the results will still be shared with Sharon. It can be taken when the patient is sick or a healthy person to build immunity. Production is not enough to keep up with the demands of the many communities, especially when the pandemic continues to rage in ways more mutated than before. The tea is but a band-aid in this invisible but deadly viral war. In closing, no matter how good the herbal tea may be, the most logical step is to be a vegetarian, was Master Jing's final plea. And that's my sharing for today. Over to you, Sister Tzu Chi.
感恩 Sister Tzu Chi. Over to Sister Sui San, please. 感恩。
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Today, we are very honored to have Brother Chu Jenn Weng with us. Brother Chu is a technopreneur. And he founded ViTrox in year 2000 and listed the company in 2005. From a very humble beginning, the company is now has a market cap of 7 billion. Actually, I know Brother Chu since 2005 when the company was listed, and I've seen ViTrox grown over 15 years. Actually, what impresses me a lot about Brother Chu and ViTrox is just aside from his technology prowess in the tech space, actually is the adoption of Master Cheng Yen's teaching in the organization. Actually, it's quite amazing that, as you know, ViTrox is a technology company. It deals with futuristic things, and everything is looking forward. And then he merges a futuristic company with a teaching that goes back to 2,500 years ago, and it works. Actually, because we do hear Brother Chu briefing every quarter. Actually, he will share with us the things that happen in the company. Actually, what struck me a lot is that how Brother Chu actually lead the organization, and actually a lot of events that he applies the teaching in the business. Actually, when especially during the US-China wars, started, during the Trump time, he said actually he lost a business. Actually, even though he lost because the US company wanted to leave China, he actually told his staff, although he lost, actually that business.
Mute where? Where do I do mute? I already mute already. What? Where? I didn't say anything. Oh, okay, mute.
Yeah. So actually, that time he lost a very significant contract, and actually it will have an impact on his result, on the company profitability. But what he told his staff is that please help this company, what they can do to move up from China back to US. I find that it's really that he is so calm that he can ask his staff to do what is necessary to help others rather than taking care of his own, what will happen to the contract. But actually in return, I think this company appreciates what he has done, and actually in return he gave him more contracts when they went back to US. Actually, there are so many interesting things that in this company, and actually the other thing is that it's also the first company that adopts a free vegetarian meals in the organization. Yeah. So okay. Also another thing is that which very important is that Mr. Chu has planned for the next 10 years. Actually, he wanted to use technology to benefit mankind. Okay, without further ado, I will pass it on to Brother Chu.
Thank you, Sister Susan. Honorable Master from the Jing Abode, all the brother, sister from all around the world, a very good morning and a good day to you. I'm a Brother Chu, and 上人给我的法号是伟毅, and I'm also the co-founders and CEO of ViTrox Corporation. It is my great honor to be here this morning joining the Dharma sharing in English for the first time. And my sharing for today is about spiritual cultivation at workplace, where my DeJie and I apply what we learned from Shangren and many Tzu Chi brothers and sisters about Buddhism in action to our company since 2010, when I first met Tzu Chi. This move led to a very positive transformations in our company culture, people, business, and the overall company directions. So today I will spend about an hour with you to share about how we turn our factories into a place for spiritual cultivation by creating and practicing a corporate humanistic culture that's similar to Tzu Chi way and based on universal principles and values. So let me first introduce about ViTrox. ViTrox was founded back in year 2000 by me and two former colleagues, Brother Sal and Brother Yo. ViTrox is now the world-leading company providing the most advanced, innovative, and cost-effective machine vision solution to the semiconductor backend and electronic industry around the world. Our solutions helps customers to automatically detect and inspect manufacturing defects in very high speed and high accurate manner without any intervention of human being, hence significantly improve manufacturing yield and output. As you can see here, these are some of the products that we have made over the years. That include of a very sophisticated equipments and machines that come with software Oh, I just realized that my screen doesn't actually. Okay, yeah. Okay, yes, this is the companies. I think these are our solutions that actually consist of very sophisticated machines, electronic cards, of course, the software that drive with the AI engine, and so on and so forth. And all was done internally by our engineers, including the R&D, innovation, and manufacturing capabilities. And today, we have about 8 R&D sites in all around the world with a HQ and headquarters Malaysia. And we have sales and support sites all over the world with in 40 over countries. And today we have about 600 customers globally. And over the years, we have won many awards since the IPO of the company in 2005. Very quick introductions today, like what Susan said, this is based on the numbers as of 25th of February this year. The company market cap is about 5 billion, and now with a shareholder equity of about 545 million, with nearly 800 over people. It's still considered a small companies, but we applied to be the Malaysian's technology companies that pretty much focus on research and development and how technology can bring goods to our customers and in general the humankind. Since the beginning of year 2000, the company was started because of my interest in photography, that I found that cameras can be installed on machine and help the machine to do things that can do sophisticated things that humans are not able to do. And then fast forward, we able to list the company in 2005. Just 5 years we founded the companies, and overnight I turned to become a multi-millionaire in the age of about 35 years old. And then we started to expand, but you can see that the share price, or the company share price and market cap, is actually remain quite stagnant since the IPO, and the big changes come in the years of 2015. Then we see a big ramp up, and until today, the company is worth about 8.5 billions. When we see customers keep on coming back to purchase our equipment, and our business naturally grows significantly. So what are the key changes that we have done over the years to see this significant growth in the business? So I must say that there's an incident, an event that happens back in 2009, where it's totally changed and transformed the company cultures and the directions that I'm going to share more with you today. Since the company went for IPO in 2005, we still continued to do well in the first 3 years. And at the same time, as you can see here, we received so many awards. And to be very honest with you, I personally received award from 4 different prime ministers in Malaysia in the past. As you can see from the photo here, and I was also selected as the youngest Ernst & Young Technology Entrepreneur of the Year. This is some of the achievement that I have made before I even turned 40 years old. But the good times certainly stopped back in 2008, where we see that the business is actually experienced some downturn due to the very unfavorable market condition. Then this leads to many problems in the company, where we saw people leaving, and I was also forced to travel more frequently to overseas to find and meet customers. There are times where I have to attend to many lunch, dinner with customers, and entertainment, such as going to pubs and karaoke until midnight. I was drunk, I was vomiting, and then then I start to realize that though I have a lot of money, but I have so many problems in my head. Um, Deep inside myself, I feel so lonely and empty. Then I ask myself, if this is the life and the company that I wanted to build and work for the rest of my life. And I was so grateful that before I turned 40 years old, I met Master Chen Yan. And it was the greatest moment in my life when I was so uncertain of what I'm going to do in the next 10 years when I turned 40 years old. And there's one day, one of the friends of my DeJie, and told us that Tzu Chi actually have this humanities teaching school, Sunday school. Would you like to bring your children to the school? And at that time, we thought that since my two daughters are still very young and we want them to study some Buddha teaching, and so that they have be able to grow a better morale, in when they're growing up. So we decided to join Tzu Chi at that time, and then we found out that we are not just sending our daughters to the school, but we personally, me and my Sije, will have to attend to the Sunday teaching as well. And this is where I started to know about Tzu Chi and all the touching and inspiring story and things that Tzu Chi volunteer have done in the past, and listen to master teachings, and I started to know more about Buddhism in actions. And as you can see here, when we joined the Sunday school, there are so many events that we learned, is about compassion and wisdom, and we have opportunity to bring our kids, our children, to help the needy in many occasions, and we found joy. We found some things that very different from what I personally have achieved in the past. Even though we make millions, wealthy, but we feel lonely and emptiness. But certainly we found some things very joyful, especially when we go out to help people that desperately need help. That really changed my life and changed how I see life. And then I started to think, how can I share all these wonderful wisdoms and practice to the people around me, and especially my co-worker, my teammate, my companies. So at on the exploration stage, and something happens. In 2010, I attended the Jing Entrepreneur Learning Camp, and this is where, when business persons and entrepreneur ask master, how how do you manage so many volunteers? And master said, she don't know about any management techniques, but he managed with love and take precepts as systems. And also during this entrepreneur learning camp, I I got to understand deeply in the Tzu Chi medical missions that are actually people-oriented and patient-centric philosophy. And then I started to think, if a companies can run like a Tzu Chi hospitals that put people first, put customer first, would that able to transform the organizations? And also, if you look at the Tzu Chi medical mission is to safeguard and protect life, health, and love. For a business entity, can we have a missions, a visions that really help humankind? So that's come to my mind, that, and I continue to search and found books by our medicals, Tzu Chi medical CEO, Brother Lim. He wrote a book called Manage with Love, and I found so many good and variables, uh, ways of making a companies to be able to sustain for a very long long time. And it's about core value, and it's also about the 6 essence of corporate sustainability. You should get one of these books. And after that, I'm trying to, from what I learned from Tzu Chi and from the master teachings, I and my sister, my Sijie, we all come together and see how we can put this into actions. How can we actually build a corporate that actually like a post-stream and people-oriented? And we also learned that like what Zhenying Master have mentions that giving reaps the biggest returns. How can we actually put people first, and put a customer first rather than just focus on making money from the customers? And that will, we believe that that will actually lead to a long-term sustainability of a business, because a company have something valuables to be given to others, to our customers. Like what the founders of ESSA said, we need to benefit others, then we can be benefited. That is very similar to what Master Chen said, giving reaps the biggest returns. And with that, we review and we look back at our company vision and visions in our pursuit to be a world-leading company providing total machine vision solutions. We will also look at the original intention, why this system is needed by the customer. And then we've realized that there are millions of waste are created every day by ignorance and imperfections in our current manufacturing processes. And all these mirrors and materials used in all these electronic gadgets is actually came from our mother natures. And many of them are actually being wasted. So certainly we found that our technologies, a vision inspection, a camera that mounted on the machines are able to help the machine to identify defects when it's still small and when the volume is still low. And with that, we are able to eliminate all this waste by identify the defects at the source. And with that, we can help to preserve our mother nature's materials. We can't stop our customers not to build products, but our aims is through technologies. We hope we can help to minimize or reduce this kind of waste so that we can preserve the environment more. There's one time when I came back to Hualien meeting masters, and I told master what we have done. I told them that we make a very sophisticated, automated, and advanced machine. He listens to me, and then she said, when you touch on this machine, this machine is very cold. Your job is to make the machine warm. Certainly, I was so inspired that I believe that if I found the future directions of my companies, it is how to transforming a cold matter to a machine that bring good to humankind. We have the technologies of making good robots. We can build artificial intelligence system. We can make the machine to see things that human being not able to see. But how can we put all this together and help the world to become a better place? So certainly I found a new purpose, a new vision for the companies. And in the pursuit, we also come up with our own core values that guide us through, because this is the soft power that we believe will actually not going to change over a long period of time, that can unite everyone in the companies to work towards the common directions and provide directions and visions to our team. And this core value is pretty similar to what I learned from Tzu Chi, where we put the integrity on Chinese. We call it 诚真信实, and accountability, courage, trust, respect, gratitude, and care. And this is not came out from me, but from 50 over leaders in ViTrox. After I explained to them how Tzu Chi run and how Master Chen Yan want to make this world a better place, and then we think about what is really important to us and to integrate some of the really master teachings into our core value. As you can see here, 诚正信实感恩尊重爱 is all encompassed into our core value, and that has become the most important things in our organizations, and we call it the IACDG. It's the first capitals of each of these core values. And to us internally, we call this as a mental cultivation. This is our Singfa, and it's centered on manage with love and with care. And on the perceived side, we thought that we cannot use the 5 perceived from Buddha, but I think we consciously know what we should not do as a corporation, and that become our precept in the organizations. Do not cheat, do not blame, do not gossip, do not give up, do not criticize, and do not complacent. So we use all these are words, but how can we turn all these words into the actions? And then we come this together and become our operating system, where we believe that, and we envision and we aim to ensure that everyone's come to our companies will be able to turn into the whole person paradigms, where they are able to live happily with a healthy body and able to learn, able to love and care others, and at the end of the day, able to leave a legacy. And our jobs in ViTrox is to see how to bring them to from the physiological need into a self-actualization through various actions that we do over the years. So in a nutshell, what we do is to transforming values into actions in 3 aspects. First is on the body side, to live and to learning. On the mind, to love and to care, compassion for our own self and others, and last but not least is to leave a legacy to grow wisdom. So let me run a little bit faster now. So we have done so many things, including the basics, to offer compensations and pay that are above the market rate, and give constant recognitions to our people, to learning and sharing, and also to make sure that everyone have a physical and mental health. I skip this. These are some of the implementations, how we look for talents and how we evaluate talents in the companies. And we've emphasized a lot in learning and sharing. So we organize different types of learning sessions so that everyone can share. This is like our volunteers morning assembly, where all of us are able to share the touching ISCDG story, the findings, and so on and so forth. We care a lot about our people, constantly, regularly, we conduct a medical checkup for our peoples, making sure that everyone is healthy. This is the basic thing, and we at the same time also form and different types of interest club within the organization, so that people can engage beyond work. Through this engagement, we bring up the volunteerism among them. Let them to start some with what they like to do. For example, some people like to do charity. We have this charity club, so that can actually help the company to organize all kinds of charity event. And we have people that like to cook and like to plant veggies, so we all scatter them together and do these things, and then they put their own efforts into it. And we also have a Go Green Club that helps the whole companies to promote recycling and so on and so forth. Then we have singing club and so on and so forth. And we also have organized many sports to make sure that all our people mentally and physically healthy, like yoga, like mindfulness class, sports, and so on and so forth. And of course, occasionally we also bring people to the natures to do self-reflections, and to retain wisdoms. And internally, we have this art corner where to give people a place to come down and to do reflections. And also we have all these gratitude cards, and on the gratitude card you see many Jing that will be able to make gratitude a culture and a daily habits. And we want everyone, and we hope everyone will express their thankfulness every day. And in our companies, you will see Jing everywhere in every corners, because we believe that Jing can generate a lot of positive energies, and we aim to make the companies full with these positive energies. And then yeah, we believe that if we can bring our people to see suffering and recognize blessings, know your blessing, cherish them, and saw more blessings. So we always grab the opportunity when there something happen, not unwanted happen, like the disaster. We will actually mobilize our people to help the communities so that they can see this. Uh, they can find the joy of helping others. We grab almost every opportunities, like the Julu floods, like the Kelantan events that I'm going to share you later. So this is the pinning fruit. We also mobilize almost 1/3 of our people every day for a week to go to this place to clean up, and help out. You can see their face, they're all smiling face, despite the fact that some complain that they are so tired, after that, but they feel so joyful. And we just grab all the opportunity because we believe that, like what Master Chen said, when the unfortunate cannot find help, those who are blessed must go to them. And we found that this were able to cultivate our people to be able to serve the needy. Even though, as you can see, that they didn't wear the Tzu Chi uniform, they only use ViTrox, they only wear ViTrox uniform, but they do the same thing like many of the Tzu Chi volunteers. And we also go to the communities to help others people. And I'm going to show you a video that we captured during a disaster release that we joined force with Tzu Chi. This was badly hurt by flood. Decided that 36 of us from the state enter the bus.
爱是看不见的语言，爱是摸不到的感觉，爱是我们小小的心愿，希望你平安快乐永远。爱是阳正后的喜悦。爱是说不出的感谢，
wishes to spread the love to many people in the world. So that is on the charity parts, but we don't stop that. We, on a day-to-day basis, we also put a lot of this bamboo bank around the entire organization, and we encourage our people to put some money every day in the early mornings, and to wow that they are able to help the needy every day in the mornings. And even our visitors, our customers, when they see this bamboo bank, and after we explain to them what this means of this bamboo bank, they would always would take up some money and make a donations on the spot. So we create a very unique and different culture. Even customer visitors, they all buy in whenever we tell them the story behind that we start a day with a good deed, and hopefully to make the world a better place. And we also have a corners, we call it Sifu, a resale program, where we also ask all our employees to bring us the belongings that they do not want, so that we can resell it to people that need this. And now we have a corners in our organizations to sell all this at very, very low price, that any monies that we gain from this selling program will use for charities. Apart from charities, we also pay a lot of attentions on education, just like Tzu Chi. We participate in many events, especially to inspire all the young generations about science and technologies, because we believe that if science and technologies are in a good hands, then we can help to make this world a much better place. So we participate in many of these events, such as the Penang International Science Fair, where our engineers spend times to explain to them and about technologies, about our machine, and how our machines help other people and help customers to solve problems. And also our engineers play with all these young students to build something inspiring, so that to inspire them, one day in the future they want to make something to help the humankind. And we also want to make a ViTrox and a place where we call home. So if it is a home, then we want to make sure that everyone come to this place will be able to gain a lot of wisdoms and happiness and do meaningful things. That is what we want to pursue. Like what Jing said, how can everyone be able to sleep slowly, eat happily, laugh joyfully, and work healthily? So that is how we build an organization. First thing first, we make it into a home, just like Tzu Chi. Whenever we go to Tzu Chi, we found that everyone is our brother and sisters, and they're full of love and joy. And that's what we want to turn ViTrox into. We use what Tzu Chi have taught us and apply across in the organization by showing our care to each and everyone in the organization. We also put a lot of efforts to turn our workplace into a place that we can live in harmony with the natures. As you can see here, we have a bee farm, and also the herbs gardens, and we also have this green environments, green constructions, and we design the building in such a way that we can actually channel the air automatically to the building, so that can receive a lot of aircon consumptions. And the routes we use a breathable interlocking pavements like Tzu Chi. And there's a lot of green landscape. Also, we use solar panels to power about 1/4 of the electricity of the entire buildings. And also we practice recycling of waste and many others. Our aims is to build a conducive and green workplace. Now, this is some of the internal corner, which is a clean, minimalist, and very open in natures. And also we we also want to create an environment in the industry parks where it was quiet, calm, so that people can release their stress, can have a cup of coffee or tea and read books. And we bring, virtually we bring the entire Jing humanistic space into the industry parts, and we create an ambush of this space in our factories. Many factories, they use the space for production, but we turn almost half of the floor into a Jing humanistic space, so people can relax here, people can work from this place. And we also use this place to conduct a lot of sharing. And in one of the corners, you will be able to see lotus flower blossoming, growing. And because we believe that, like lotus flower will grow out of the mud and soil. And we have these renewable energies. As I mentioned, we save a lot of energy through solar power. And on top of that, as a technology company, we also use technologies to monitor all the important resources usage, such as the electricity. And now by monitoring the electricity, we are able to know which area actually consume more electricity, and so that we can do something to reduce it. Make use of the technologies and what we know to preserve the resources, the scarce resources, be it electricity or water in the organizations. We also monitor all the very important parameters, such as the water parameters, the electricity parameters, and the temperatures, the humanities, all are done automatically through our products. This will help us to really create a conducive and at the same time and green workplace. And I also want to share with you about what Sister Chu Jenn mentions about vegetarianism. We have started vegetarianism in the companies about 5-6 years ago. Personally, the first day when I joined the Tzu Chi Jing Entrepreneur Camp, and after listening to Master Chen Yan teachings, I decided to turn into vegetarian about 10 years ago. And my whole family is also a vegetarians. But I decided that we should actually start vegetarian in the company. So many years ago, about 5-6 years ago, we started the vegetarian one meal a day. But slowly we turned into 2 days and 3 days, and eventually we decided to hire our own chef and cook for our people, so that we are able to maintain the quality of the vegetarian meal, at the same time to provide the needed nutrition for all our people. And we also take this opportunity of this pandemics, where in Malaysia we have implemented the motion control order, where all restaurants are forced not to be able to open at that time. So we grab this opportunity and return these vegetarian meals into every day from Monday to Friday, so that everyone do not need to go out for their lunch, but we provide a free vegetarian, free, healthy, and delicious vegetarian meal. And as you can see here, we will not only provide the free vegetarian meal, but we plant our own vegetables in our factory, the open space area, and we prepared. I'll prepare the ingredients and the food ourselves. And this is also a great opportunity for our people, to work as a volunteers. Many of them are managers and engineers, but we provide a systems where they are able to willingly do the voluntary service in our factories. As you can see, this is our ViTrox organic farm, and we also provide a V-green corners where our people don't have to go to the market to buy vegetables. They can actually buy the vegetables in the factories, and because we have many working mothers, so they can actually buy vegetables, fruits in campus. And we also turn these activities into team buildings and voluntaries. You can see all our engineers, managers also involved in preparing the meal themselves, and after that, we all enjoy a very delicious vegetarian lunch together. So this is some of the scenes in that, and all our managers need to volunteer themselves by applying for this service. And to our surprise, the queue for applying for volunteerism in our companies are very long. They have to book months ahead. Somehow this event create as this other system have so successful that we have actually managed to attract many people to volunteer themselves in many of these activities, including serving in our cafeteria. As you can see here on the right, this is one of our senior managers. He used to be non-vegetarians, and he suffered with a lot of problem with his body. But then one day he decided, because of we offer vegetarian meal, he started to start on the vegetarian meal, 1 meal a day, and after that he completely become a vegetarian, and now he continue to share his experience and always come and to help as a volunteer in our organizations. And as you can see here, these are two of my senior VB vice presidents. Their business is over 100 millions every year, but they also take their time off to serve all our people during lunchtime. They serve first before they can have their own meal. So this is the cultures that we are trying to put this Buddhism in actions in every daily activities. And of course, like Tzu Chi, also after meal, we're going to wash our own plates, includes our VIP visitors. On the left, and as you can see here on the left, this is actually a Deputy Minister of Industry Trade in Malaysia, a former Deputy Minister. And they know about how we run our daily activity. He was so kind that he also wash his own dish after the meal. And doing that, we do some calculation, and we realize that for the year of 2020, we have served close to 100,000 meals, that save up to 138 millions of gallons of waters, and reduce the carbon emissions of over 300,000 kilograms, and help to save 93 square meters of forest. But most importantly is that through these small actions of providing 500 and more people vegetarian meal, 1 meal a day, we are able to save 33,000 lives together as ViTroxians. And when this program started, we only have about 50% people actually takes vegetarian meal, but end of last year, we are able to achieve 75%, and today actually I believe it's more than 80%. And we also take the opportunities that every year when it comes to October 13, we not only prepare vegetarian, but we also invite all our suppliers to join us for this very precious event. We prepare a very delicious vegetarian meals to serve a free vegetarian meal, not only to serve our own people, but also for our suppliers, to thank them for their support during the year. But at the same time, we also organize some charity and donation drive, to support Tzu Chi and to support the people in need. And to our surprise, all our suppliers are willing to chip in to help up on this activity. So it achieved two purposes. We promote the vegetarians amongst all our supply chain, and at the same time to inspire them to help the people in need. And also we bring them a line tour to introduce the companies to many of the suppliers and their colleagues and friends. And last year we also organized a 20 years anniversary and where we invite our government officers or our key customers and supplier, and we help a vegetarian's dinner for them, because our master Shangren said, we need to promote the vegetarian lunch, and we take this opportunity to promote and why, to tell all our VIPs why vegetarian is so important. And during the event, we also successfully raised over $1 million to help many organizations. In one event, we are able to save 54 animal life being vegetarians. Also, these are the donations that we have collected, not only by companies, but we always invite all the entrepreneurs, our suppliers to chip in as well as our employees to contribute to the societies, to the hospitals, to charities, to schools, and many of the NGOs. So last but not least, we also encourage our people to do more for the society through technologies, like what Master Chu Jenn have told me, that how we can make a core methods to war machines to help the humankind. Also, as Jing mentions, knowledge does not equal wisdom, for it takes wisdom to benefit humanities. And with that in mind, we also, about 2 years ago, we also started to look into how to use robots, artificial intelligence and vision systems to help in agriculture. And this is the big area that we are venturing into right now. Design robots that will help agriculture by leveraging our core competency of vision systems and skill engineer in designing new next level of farming machines and equipments. These are some of the equipments that are in progress, that one day, hopefully in the near future, we will be able to uplift the life of many farmers in Malaysia and around the world. We also make use of the technologies to make the farming, to improve the yield of the agricultures by monitoring all the critical and process parameters. So these are still work in progress, but we have a young engineers and his team are so passionate that how they can make use of the technology to help many people. Hunger will be a big issue in the world in the near future, and we hope that through technologies and compassion, we are able to contribute to the larger populations in the world. And because we also make use of a lot of technologies to make sure that the yields are really good. And also want to take this opportunity to share with you. Last year, there's a big pandemic, COVID-19, and Malaysia also suffered with the pandemic, and we have the lockdown last year, March, and as a company, we take the swift actions first to safeguard and protect the life of our people, and visitors, and subsequently to bring back livelihood. And we have done that with gratitude, respect, and love, and at the same time to help and serve others with empathy. And we urge each and every one of our people to have self-discipline and act safely during this time, to wear masks, wash hands, and warm others when they have the close contact with one another. With that, we are able to safeguard the life of our people, and at the same time to continue to run our business adhering to the enhanced SOP come up by the government. So we have done a temperature measure, we provide free masks to our people, and we continue to provide awareness and educations to our people to make sure that we are free from the infection. We are so grateful that for the past almost 2 years, we have zero workplace infections. I'm not sure whether that is due to the vegetarian meals that we provide to every one of our people, or because of our enhanced SOP, or because our people are disciplined with our ISCG culture. Everyone listens and we work together as one during this very difficult time. So we also practice volunteerism. We mobilize our people to help one another, to distribute the masks, to provide the meal, to segregate the people during the lunch, and with very limited resources, because we need to maintain a good physical distance. Half of the people actually work from home. So these volunteers are willing to come back and help to maintain a good operation in the organization. And as a company, we also provide insurance to our people. We also provide financial aid to those ViTroxians that if their family are facing some difficulty during this time, because we really need to help them during these difficult times. And we also go out to help the community. We donate many of the PPE to hospital, to school, to ensure that we can come out from this pandemic as quickly as possible and provide a very good support to the frontliners. For example, recently we also donated many these humidifiers through Tzu Chi to hospitals in Penang when the pandemics become very serious. And we, of course, we also participate to clean up space, to safeguard and to provide facilities for the homeless people, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the activities that we have conducted over the last 2 years to help the communities. And we not only that, we also encourage our suppliers, other entrepreneurs to come together to help schools, help the frontliner as well. So these are many of the events that we have done over the past 12 months. And we are also fortunate that we decided to offer a vaccination program to every of our staff last week. And this is not free, we have to pay for it. But we decided to go ahead and get everyone in the company vaccinated, and we organized a vaccination event and sent every of our employee for this program, including our cleaner, including our security guard, and everyone get vaccinated. And in this event also, we recruit many volunteers. As you can see here, Dr. Bach is our eldest volunteers. He already took the jab, but he decided to came early to the venues and support this event and give advice to each and every one of our staff. And you can see also we prepare a lot of meals, refreshment for our team during this event. So our ultimate goal is that how can we actually care and love for people, things, and the natures, and to become a role models, companies that can provide a good job opportunity and conducive working environment that to make Malaysia a better place. And our bigger aims is to become a lasting role model, a tianfan of a great technology and well-being organization to make the world a better place through integration of technology and humankind. So that is what we are trying to do. And we have a 10 years plan now to grow, and we have our own universities. One day in the near future, our ultimate goal is to building the future with technology, compassion, and humanism. And our purpose is to contribute to the advancements of the society and well-being of humankind through compassionate innovation. And that is my entire sharing for today. And I feel so grateful to Tzu Chi and Master Chen Yan giving me a new life and a company, a new life in the last 10 years. And this is my, I feel grateful and thankful to all Tzu Chi brothers and sisters. And it is my hope that we can actually bring more companies and corporations to adopt this Tzu Chi way, so that we have more role models that are able to help to make this society harmonious and bring the world free from disasters. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Brother Chu, for wonderful sharing. I never grow tired of sharing by Brother Chu because it's always very refreshing, and also, you know, how he brings humanity into a very cold corporate. Actually, it's not easy, but he actually does it. I'm so grateful to Brother Chu for his wonderful sharing and can benefit today. I think we have almost 240 people actually participate in this today in this sharing. Wonderful brother Chu. I'll pass it on to Sister Tzu Chi.
感恩 Sister 水上感恩 Brother Chu wonderful sharing. We pass it to our Dharma master, both masters, 黄师傅跟DeJie师傅，感恩。
Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm DeHua. So today, I'm very honored to invite our master, senior master DeJie, to share with us. So I pass it over to our master DeJie. 可以了吗？可以了哈。你要按的话就按这个下一个哈。
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for brothers sharing. I'm very moved. You really apply Master Dharma teaching in your daily living, especially apply in your business. Now it's my turn to share my experience. In the main kitchen, let's get started. Sorry. It's busy but enriched here in the abode every day, especially the work in the kitchen, because there are more than 1,000 people eat here every day. After the chief finished cooking, we have to wash the dishes, pots, and the pans, and put them back in place quickly. If there are many cabs of people came, I usually wonder how hard it is to wash so many dishes, pots, and pans. If I had a very wonder, I just need to wave the very wonder. Then all the dishes, pots, and pans would get cleaned and back to original places automatically. That must be very wonderful. Whenever I have this kind of loss, thanks to the compassion, neatness from Buddha Dharma, suddenly lots of volunteers came to support. My wishes really came true to have all dishes, pots, and pans to be cleaned and back to original places within few hours. At that moment, I was very happy and recall what Master Zhen always said. Unity, harmony, mutual love, concerted effort. If we work, collaborate in one thing, it will be easier and faster to finish. 然后就是
会挂彩，常年长长久久，我们每初一到初五过年都有这个常年菜。
来这一盘，来2盘，6、4、6、8、9，再一盘。第四金舍大寮厨房，每个人的双手几乎都没有停过。职工们只要一到过年，发薪自动的回来付出。在这样偌大的厨房，地上是看不到一点油垢，时刻维持环境的整洁。就连这位已经76岁的蔡秀梅，弯驼着腰仔细拖地，却一点也不觉得累。
太了，安尼擦太干净啊！你啊无你安尼吼，安尼没有办法干净啊。有啥物工课拢爱做，不是讲你来干那做一项尔，没有看出来。
香菜就是增加香气，然后颜色看起来也比较漂亮。知道这次有许多海外家人回来，特地设计了古早味的当阿地沟，让大家品尝家乡味，感受家的温暖。
大寮哈，其实跟那个挑菜啊、什么啊、煮饭呐、是环环相扣，每一个都把本分事做好，抱着一份感恩的心回来，跟海外的师兄姐，这样用欢喜心来接引他们。
每个人的脸上都不显疲惫，一整日的忙碌烧出一桌好菜，让大家吃到健康的蔬食，是香积志工们最开心的事。大新闻线上刘宏志快点报道。
These volunteers are really my model. I recall there was one time I took the chief role in the kitchen. After completing all work and everyone finished dinner, I ate my dinner at around 7 or 8 o'clock. One master came and said, "You haven't put the dishes, pots, and pans back to the place." I replied, "It's not me to put that there." Until he went away, and he came second time. He repeated, "You still haven't put those dishes, pots, and pans back to the place." Because that is senior master, thus I didn't speak out, but just felt unhappy in mind and thought, "Don't you know I'm tired? Why don't you help me?" When I finished dinner, I cleaned the dishes, but I was still unhappy because it's really an uncomfortable feeling. Cleaning more dishes, I became unhappier and angrier. It's like being in hell when I was with anger. That year happened to be the year when volunteers participated in the Sutra adaptation of the Wondrous repentance text. It was a year for repentance. Then I thought to myself, in mind, I have been a monk following Master Zhen over 10 years, but all look like wasting of time and effort. Because Master Zhen always reminds us to take good care of our minds and bring good thoughts. How come I became unhappy just due to this minor thing? Master Zhen always tries best to teach us sincerely and passionately, teach us take care of our mind. I was regretful and ashamed when I recalled Master Zhen's coach. When I felt regret, my mind became purified. Immediately, I understood what is the so-called confession is purity that Master Zhen always teach us. It's really the truth. Right after I feel regret, my heart rises to the heaven from the hell. Then I became happy again. When I meet that senior master next day, he came and greeted to me. I asked, "Hi, master, anything I can help?" He said, "My apology because I blamed you yesterday." I replied, "Not at all, master. It's also my fault because I looked like I'm happy." After that, we apologized to each other. Then we are happy again. I deeply comprehend how it's important to repent till this time. Whenever we make a mistake or say something wrong or rise up any bad thoughts in mind, as soon as we repent, we would get our minds purified. I think this might happen again in the future. Thus, I consult another master to seek advice. How could I perform better once if facing same tragedy in the future. I asked, dear master, if you were me, how could you manage this kind of situation? This master said, are you happy after earning so many good facts? With all people still taking the kitchen shift role this time? Definitely happy, I replied, because I do that proactively from one willing, so my happiness is no doubt. Correct, you have got 99 score already. If you followed that senior master's reminder to put all dishes in place, then you would get 100 score, the master said. And you are asserting, even those dishes were put by someone else, they were also someone belongs to your team. So it's still your responsibility to put the dishes well. If I were you, I would put the dishes well, then be perfect today to make everyone win-win. After listening this master advice, I repeat again and understood all were due to my narrow mindsets. We are as a team, so others' work are also mine. I should enlarge my mindsets. I committed that I will improve next time, referring to Master Zhen Yan's coach. The greater our generosity, the greater our blessings. This time's experience makes me stop calculating afterward. Working on the Buddhist Dharma, the master always tells us to benefit the other with the wisdom. In Dharma practice, we can learn from everything, and we cultivate everything, and we can cultivate everywhere. Wisdom comes from experience. Wisdom comes from our daily life, who we work with and what we do. Once we follow the master's teaching and Dharma, we can overcome the difficulties and get rid of the afflictions. The master told that happiest is not to have more, but to care less. The master teaches us that wisdom is embracing the world and all living beings with a loving heart, a broad mind, and a perspective as boundless as the sky and ocean. With a bold and open heart, we will not hurt others. With a simple and pure mind, we will not be hurt by others. The great Dharma can help us to get rid of the afflictions. I always love to share with everyone about the Master Cheng. We pray for an early end to the COVID-19 pandemic. The master said that the pandemic cannot simply be cured. Instead, we can only practice fasting and vegetarianism and sincere prayer. Say our repentance to heaven and show our gratitude to the earth. Repent of the animals we have hurt and ask for their forgiveness. Be grateful to the earth for providing abundance of the multi-grains which by themselves provide enough nutrients to us. Express the master heart to see the suffering of humanity, so to cherish our health, the animals, and the earth. Let us promote fasting and vegetarianism as we are all good students of the Master. Consequently, the pandemic will subside, our mind will be purified, and our society will be peaceful. We hope for a world free of disasters. Lastly, stay safe and healthy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Actually, thanks a lot for our Master DeJie for such sharing. To be honest, I'm very, my personal is very touched that our Master DeJie, she always within this 1 year over the past year, and she have worked hard on diligently on listen and practicing her English, especially for the pronunciation. So she always try her best, and whenever we meet each other or when our two masters DeJie they meet each other, they will try to speak in English with using English and just want to improve our conversation so they can get the speech can get smooth and so that maybe hopefully next time she can give us more sharing in English. And I believe that repentance is very important because for Master DeJie, she already shared her experience in the kitchen while she felt unhappy but because she accept what the senior master advised that since it's a team, so if not, this is none of the business, but as well as we are a team. So if our team partner who did not do the job completely or perfectly, so it's us as a team, and we have to cover the job as to make it perfect. So I think this is to teach us that we all share have to. I think this is for everyone to learn that we are not one person, but we work as a team. So it's important that to make things methods to get it perfect done. So we must work cooperatively and to understanding to each other. This is more important thing. So anyway, and I think that our Master DeJie, she already put a lot of effort in learning her English, so that we do hope that she can improve a lot if she can keep always come to share with us in this platform. So that thank you for your understanding and thank you for your time to listen to our Master DeJie sharing. So she really put a lot of effort, and especially I think since last week after she got this translation from her experience in Chinese to this English, and she already put a lot of time to keep practicing her presentation. Just want to make it to show everyone that to share her presentation for today, and just only for everyone to can understand what she have applied Master's teaching in her past experience and how she deal with people when there's unhappy to each other, but how she overcome and she wherever she encounter all those things and how she what's the way or what's the method that she applied the teaching, and so that she can make it to get it done perfect. Okay, so I think the time is already past 8 o'clock. So I think I pass it over to Sister Xiaojing, and also to thank you for our sharer just now, Brother Chu, right? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
感恩 Master DeJie, 感恩 Master DeHuang, 感恩 Brother Chu for the very wonderful sharing. I'm sure every one of us today are very excited and truly inspired by our very exemplary role models, Master DeJie and Brother Chu. Yeah, greetings from Jing Hall. Today is vaccination day, so wishing everyone safe. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for your presence today. We know there are a lot of requests asking for the recording. Once it's ready, we will share with everyone. Please continue to inspire more. Like Brother Chu, the way he has inspired his office staff, how he can transform the office into vegetarian place, and there's even 0 COVID cases. So a lot of people who can't join Zoom, and there are some who requested for the recording. We will share with you. You all can continue and share with your bosses or those in businesses. So we hope more and more people can join us on this path of vegetarianism. We are very definitely very grateful to our masters, board masters, for guiding us. They are very busy. They have like Master DeHuang and Master DeJie, they have cleaning up to like just now, then they rush over to guide us. 很感恩师父，感恩师父. And thank you, brothers and sisters, for your presence and your support. Hope that each of us could sustain the Dharma joy and take another piece of Dharma Master and Hualien love to our life.